is our head of the Bureau of Partnerships, yeah, Prof. Taufik Hidayat. Prof. Taufik Hidayat just came into the position last year since March, since March 2020. And Professor Hidayat is a professor from FMIPA, yeah, Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences. And so he's also been handling partnership matters also in the faculty, in his faculty as well. And so he has been our head of office, yeah, in the Bureau of Partnerships. And then we also have Pak Alven Rudiawan handling partnership management atau kemitraan, pengelolaan kemitraan, ya. Pak Alven is also from FITB, ya. And myself, Andika Putra Pratama, specifically handling international partnerships. And International Relations Office is specifically associated with international partnerships. So the IRO office, yeah, it is particularly associated with international partnerships, but in its operation, of course, everybody is involved as well in the Bureau of Partnerships as well. But it's just the gate where, you know, anything related to international partnerships, international programs, global programs that we can offer to ITB students in particular is handled within the division. Yeah, I'm also from SBM, yeah, the School of Business and Management. Saya juga dari SBM ITB. And then we also have our team, yeah, the heads of subdivision. So Bu Nia here, Bu Fatatus Sania Nur, is the head of subdivision for global mobility and education, in particular, handling outbound semester exchange. Yeah, Bu Nia. So you will be in touch more closely with Bu Nia later on when you're in the process of going abroad specifically. Yeah. And then we also have Bu Dewi Setiawati as the head of subdivision for strategic partnerships. So Bu Dewi is dealing with MOUs, MOAs, yeah. So the universities that we are going to be talking about today are largely because of the partnerships that we have with these universities, yeah. And then the administrative matters, the head of secretariat is Bu Tuti Sara, and then we have also Bu Indah Sintorini handling international student services. Jadi misalkan kalau ada mahasiswa asing, if there are international students coming to ITB, yeah, Bu Indah is going to be the one who specifically deals with international students, in particular the immigration and so on. Oke, dan juga kita di sini punya ada Bu Ciptani Sita Permana. We have Bu Ciptani Sita Permana, who has been also dealing with student exchange. In particular, as of now, Bu Ciptani is going to be handling the short programs. So we have short programs. Kita cukup banyak program-program internasional atau global yang sifatnya lebih pendek dari semester, ya, di sini. Jadi siapapun yang juga tertarik, dan kadang-kadang mereka yang juga mau exchange juga tertarik untuk berpartisipasi di program-program pendek ini gitu, ya. Misalkan kadang-kadang karena program exchange dan program pendeknya itu dilakukan di universitas yang sama, misalkan seperti itu, di summer dan juga di semester 1 misalkan. So you can combine the programs, yeah. So in this case, Bu Ciptani is going to be handling that. So for those who have just come, yeah, why I switch the languages? That's because it's we are requested to a lot of you don't really prefer any one of the languages, but some prefer English and some prefer Indonesian. So we're trying to accommodate the request, yeah. And then we have also Bu Eka Santi Fitri, who's also dealing with the secretariat, yeah. And then Pak Dudi Saripudin, who's handling the logistics and maintenance of the offices that we have, yeah. And then Bu Vidya Putri Gantina Fatima, who's also helping on student services here. Okay, so that would be about us. Yeah, just feel free to let us know if you have any questions. So today's session is about Outbound Semester Exchange. Yeah, the idea of Outbound Semester Exchange is to allow ITB students to experience another culture. Yeah, basically. So any semester exchange program is designed particularly to help students to have a wider set of ideas, to have a wider set of perspectives about themselves and other people in the world. So that's basically the main purpose of student exchange, because we're living in a global, especially now, yeah, as a global citizen, we have, to a certain extent, a responsibility to also try to understand other people from other cultures, and the perspective that we gain also can be transfer back to Indonesia as well, yeah, in order to enrich our experience even back home as well. So so it's about cross-cultural exchange. That's the basic idea. And of course, yeah, because this is an academic program, it's also about the opportunity that you have, that ITV students have in particular, yeah, to get credits or to earn credits, to get credits, academic credits from one of our partner universities and transfer back to ITB. Yeah, so that's going to be something that we're going to be talking about as well. So because it's one semester, so it's the idea is that you will be able to transfer all the credits that you take, because you will be expected to take the course fully, ya. Jadi di sana di universitas partner ini akan full, ya, secara umum ngambil kreditnya, dan kreditnya ini bisa ditransfer ke prodi masing-masing atau ke ITB, ya. Nah, nanti apa yang bisa ditransfer, ya, mata kuliah apa yang bisa ditransfer, nah itu yang bisa kita eksplorasi lebih lanjut, karena prodi masing-masing juga mengharapkan bahwa ada semacam ekivalensi gitu, ya, dari substansi mata kuliah yang diambil di partner dengan mata kuliah yang ditawarkan di prodi juga. Tapi ini ngambilnya di universitas luar, ya. So prodi, your study program also will try to understand whether the credits that you are taking or you have taken at the partner university at the host university can be transferred back to ITB, yeah. So we're going to explore. And this is batch 2 application for semester 2 2000 and academic semester of 2021-2022. And the semester starts, it varies, yeah. The semester start varies from January to April 2022. So it depends on the university, because each university has its own semester system, yeah. For example, a semester in Southeast Asia would be somewhere, would start somewhere in between January and February. But then in Japan, let's say, usually they start in March or April, yeah. And some of the universities in Europe also, they start at in April or March. But some also in February as well. So it depends so much on the university. Okay, so now let's talk about something that's quite essential, yes, something that's quite important for you to know, and it's also available on the website, yeah. It's about the tuition and the funding. So jadi biayanya, ya, gimana nih biayanya itu seperti apa gitu, ya. In general, the participation in the program is self-funded, yeah. However, you would think about how you would like to fund the program, ya. Jadi nggak begitu masalah ini ini fundingnya ini dari siapa gitu, ya. Tapi intinya ini self-funded, tidak ada bantuan dana secara umum, ya, secara umum in particular. So it needs to be set straight in the beginning. Tapi tuition di universitas partnernya itu nggak bayar. Jadi kalau kita kan ngambil kuliah di universitas lain atau di universitas sendiri kita gitu kan setiap semester itu perlu bayar kan ya, tapi di sini nggak perlu bayar gitu. Tuition is waived at the partner university and host university. Dan tuition di ITB berdasarkan SK yang baru ya itu ketika mahasiswa mengikuti program exchange selama 1 semester itu akan dikenakan biaya 50% ya 50% saja. Jadi tidak full ya. Asalkan tidak mengambil mata kuliah apapun ya. As long as you don't take any course or any credit during the semester you're on exchange ya. But you will need to consult Prodi as well. But I'm sure that it's already out there, yeah, because it's our new ESCA or decree. Okay, so it's self-funding, yeah, including flight tickets, accommodation, insurance, other living expenses. So the other 50, the half of the tuition that you were supposed to pay to ITB, yeah, can be used also to fund you in principle, yeah, if you're interested in going abroad for student exchange. There are scholarships in some universities, in particular in Japan, yeah, in particular in Japan. So if you see the list that we've had, a lot of universities, a lot of Japanese universities offer JASO, yeah, JASO scholarship. And this year, for example, we have a couple of students who received JASO scholarship, right, Bunia? So we have some students, but we have students who do not also receive JASO scholarship. So a JASO scholarship usually it is offered, yeah, when we have nominated the students. So it's not before, yeah. So when we have nominated the students to the universities, and then they will consider to give you scholarships as well. So just a scholarship in this case. So the very first thing for you to to do is to get nominated by ITB, yeah, in order for you to be considered for the scholarship at one of the Japanese universities you're applying to. Okay, is there any scholarship from us, yeah, from IRO, ITB, or from the Bureau of Partnerships? This year we have allocated only a small amount, yeah, only a small amount to students who wish to go abroad, who have been nominated to one of our partner universities. Jadi ada sedikit alokasi dana, yeah. The range is usually between 2 to 5 million. But for next year, we will have to figure out first, yeah. So because every year ITB will have some kind of planning, some allocation of funding and so on. So we will need to propose first to ITB, yeah, in order to allocate some funding for the students who wish to go abroad. But this year, for example, there have been funding also allocated to each faculty as well. But yes, generally speaking, you are free to look for information about potential funding for you. But that's you can imagine that we have a lot of students who are interested in doing student exchange, and we cannot afford to fund everybody, yeah. At this point, at least, but we're trying as best as we can to also make sure that some who need it, yeah, some who need it also can get the funding, and some that don't need the funding. We are very grateful because people have been very honest, yeah, have been very honest. If they can afford to go abroad, then usually they don't apply for a scholarship or for a sponsorship from the Bureau of Partnership. So we really appreciate that, because the funding will need to be for people or students who will need the sponsorship the most. Yeah. So we consider many different aspects. In one of the requirements, then you will be asked also. Jadi nanti akan ada salah satu persyaratan gitu ya untuk terkait dengan sponsorship tadi. Okay, so the thing about student exchange nowadays, it's the deal. So it's also about the trying to make sure that when you're going abroad, it's you are safe, you are healthy, and so on. So that needs to be taken into consideration, you know, at the very highest level. Yeah. And in terms of specifically in terms of whether or not you can go abroad eventually, yeah, it depends so much on the country's regulations. Yeah. If the host country has opened its border, kalau sudah buka ya ininya bordernya, itu tentu saja bisa gitu ya. Itu mau jadi ada beberapa sekarang juga yang sudah bisa gitu ya. Jadi yang akan berangkat fall semester ini juga ada beberapa yang sudah mengurusi visa misalkan dan segala macamnya. Tapi kalau yang belum buka gitu kan nanti biasanya akan ada pemberitahuan dari universitasnya sendiri gitu. Jadi because of the current situation and we're sorry we're not able to host your students this semester. Jadi nanti akan ada pemberitahuan seperti itu. Nah kadang-kadang juga ada gini apa namanya host country-nya itu terbuka ya bordernya ya, so the host country accepts international travelers, but the university still applies the online learning ya. Jadi ada juga yang seperti itu situasinya gitu. Jadi tergantung dua hal ini dalam konteks mobilitas ya, apakah whether you're going to be physically there in the country or not. Okay, there are two types of applications, yeah, for ITB's Outbound Semester Exchange. There's a regular application and GE3 application. So the regular application is for the application to universities that have MOUs or MOAs with ITB, particularly on student exchange. Ya, jadi khusus untuk yang punya agreement gitu ya, bilateral agreements with ITB. Dan juga universitas-universitas yang tergabung dalam beberapa network. Jadi universities that are parts of our networks, including, let's say, the ASEAN University Network, ASEAN Credit Transfer System, yeah, and other networks as well. So we have gathered the information for those universities that are included in the networks. Yeah, G3 application has its own application system. Yeah, but for both, the deadline is the same. Yes, September 1. The deadline, sounds a little bit early, but the process of going to the university is actually, it takes longer. So, which is why we need an earlier deadline. Yeah, in this case, September 1st. A couple of things to bear in mind. Each university has a quota usually. Yeah, some universities don't have a quota, meaning that don't have a particular cutoff. Yeah, for how many people can be nominated from ITB, but some universities do have the quota. Some universities don't have the quota. We know the quota, so we will be able to understand whether who, based on the application documents, for example, will be nominated, let's say. And then the level, yeah, the level, some universities accept students from all levels, meaning from the bachelor's level, master's level, and the doctoral levels. Some universities only accept bachelor's level students. Some universities only accept master's level students, yeah, and so on. So you can check later. We will go to the Excel sheet, yeah, where we can try to navigate and try to understand what they mean, what all the information means, all the structure means, yeah. And faculties, and in terms of faculties and schools, yeah, some universities are only applicable or only to several faculties or schools, yeah. Primarily because they don't really necessarily have the equivalent study programs or faculties in the universities, yeah. And so that's generally why it's the case. And the choosing of the universities will need to be discussed with your academic advisor atau dosen wali, ya. Jadi didiskusikan dengan dosen wali dan juga program studi, karena kan ini rencana 1 semester ya. Jadi akademik 1 semester, mata kuliah yang nantinya akan diambil, dan sebelum itu universitasnya apakah nanti cocok gitu ya. Biasanya masing-masing universitas juga punya list of potential courses ya, ada daftar mata kuliah yang bisa diambil. Nah, di situ bisa nanti didiskusikan dengan dosen wali dan juga program studi di sini. Ini application requirements ya, ini syarat-syaratnya. Jadi ada academic transcript ya untuk sampai semester 2 lalu ya. Yang paling update, dan untuk mahasiswa S2 atau S3 juga perlu melampirkan transkrip sebelum-sebelumnya, yaitu yang S1 ataupun yang S2 ya. Recommendation letter from academic advisor and study program. Ada template-nya di sana. Jadi kalau template-nya nggak bisa dibuka, bisa kasih tahu juga ya. You can tell us if you cannot access the recommendation letter. Juga ada financial guarantee letter ya. Ini untuk memastikan bahwa memang kita tahu that you're able to fund your study, or if you're requesting some form of sponsorship, for example. Health guarantee letter ya, ini terkait dengan COVID-19. Jadi kita juga harus memastikan bahwa memang kita sadar gitu ya, ketika kita pergi ke luar negeri itu ada hal-hal yang harus kita perhatikan gitu terkait dengan masalah kesehatan. Jadi ini penting. And then official certificate of English language proficiency ya, terutama TOEFL dan IELTS. Nah, nanti di sini nggak semua universitas itu memang mensyaratkan TOEFL atau IELTS atau yang sejenisnya ya. Jadi di sana artinya ketika kelihatan ini universitasnya itu nggak spesifik gitu ya, ada levelnya di sana yang diminta. Nah, di sana kita tetap perlu gitu ya, tapi nggak strict harus misalkan official TOEFL or official IELTS. Kita hanya ingin memastikan bahwa nanti ketika di sana gitu ya, itu bisa mengikuti kuliahnya dan bisa survive gitu ya, kira-kira more or less gitu. Jadi we still need some form of proof in terms of your English language proficiency ya. Jadi nanti bisa dilihat di Excel-nya itu kan ada ya, TOEFL sama IELTS-nya itu mintanya seperti apa. Ada recent CV dan juga personal statement video. Jadi ini biasanya diperlukan untuk kalau misalkan banyak nih apa namanya, we have a lot of applicants yeah for one university in the previous batch. We had a lot of applicants to TU Delft yeah in the Netherlands. So we had to also understand their personal statement yeah, every single applicant's personal statement, why they would wish to go to TU Delft yeah in particular. Okay, now we're talking about the regular application ya. Ada tiga daerah. So we have universities in Southeast and South Asia. We have universities in East Asia, and we have universities in Europe and the Middle East. Yeah. So mostly students are given that they have the they can afford to go to these places, yeah, to these countries. Usually, they are very interested in going to the Netherlands, yeah, or Germany. I think I should add first here. I think the Netherlands need to be added here because we have Netherlands. Yeah, okay. Okay. Netherlands or Germany, usually most students tend to favor these two countries in particular, and United Kingdom as well. But you also have other countries, yeah, universities in these countries as well that are as good as well, yeah, as the Netherlands, Germany, or United Kingdom. Again, it is more about cultural exposure, experiencing another culture, and so on. But we also would like to promote actually the opportunity to go to Southeast Asia or South Asia. If maybe you have been there, for tourism purpose, yeah. But actually, you can get to know your neighbors a little bit better. Locally, obviously, that's something that we need to do, yeah, locally in our Indonesian context, but also in ASEAN context as well. Then, even though we tend to see these countries as more or less similar, but there are more differences as well that we can also explore, yeah, and then try to understand better, because we're one neighbor. So we really encourage you to consider going to these countries, of course, if the situation allows, which means that if the border is open, ya, kalau bordernya itu udah kebuka, jadi bisa dilihat. Ini ada beberapa yang sekarang sedang sebenarnya bisa ya untuk secara border dari Thailand gitu. Singapore is still very very strict ya. But Thailand di sini, terus ada kalau saya nggak salah ini Vietnam juga ya. Nanti Budinya mungkin bisa tambahkan. Nah juga di East Asia gitu kan, paling banyak itu biasanya ke Jepang atau Korea Selatan ya. Tapi kalau lihat-lihat lagi nih, di China mainland atau yang Taiwan itu juga banyak universitas yang bagus di sana ya. Jadi saya juga beberapa kali mengajak mahasiswa ke Taiwan terutama ya, karena bagian dari kuliah saya di SBM ya. Di sana mahasiswa juga banyak mengetahui hal-hal yang sebelumnya tidak terekspos gitu ya, terhadap mereka gitu. Jadi it's all about cultural exchange di sana. Jadi bisa dipikirkan apakah mau ke negara yang banyak peminatnya gitu ya, dengan potensi bahwa tidak mungkin keterima semua di sana gitu ya, atau ke negara-negara yang justru nggak terlalu banyak peminatnya di sana. Dan sebenarnya secara experience gitu, it's all about the experience. Itu we're pretty sure that it's going to be more or less similar in a way, yeah, because it's about cultural exposure, cross-cultural exposure. Oke. Ini Outbound Semester Exchange yang melalui JE3 application di sini. Ada 6 daerah di sini yang dikategorikan oleh JE3 ya. Di sini khususnya sebenarnya pertukaran mahasiswa engineering gitu. Tapi nanti kalau sekarang kan apalagi mereka belajar ya, jadi nanti ada mungkin mata kuliah pilihan gitu yang kalaupun nggak engineering gitu, kalau mau apply ke sini gitu kan, dan memang mata kuliah yang bisa ditransfer sebagai mata kuliah pilihan gitu ya di prodi masing-masing, itu why not gitu ya, because they do have a range of courses to offer as well di sini. Ada di Amerika Latin, Amerika Serikat di sini, di Eropa gitu ya, ada di Middle East, Asia terutama di negara-negara ini, dan juga Australia dan New Zealand. Oke, ini negara-negaranya bisa dilihat aja ya di ini, di websitenya. They have their own website. You can check what the requirements are, and so on. But for all these applications, you will need to submit the forms to us first, to IRO, ITB. Yeah, that's necessary, and then we can try to navigate you and try to help you for JE3 application in particular. Let's say we're going to have time to help you navigate how to apply using the JE3 application platform. Okay, now let's go to the destination. Let's go to the okay, I'm gonna go to the website first, yeah, just to get used to our website in particular, especially for this program, yeah. So this is the call for applications Outbound Semester Exchange. I think that most of you probably have been here. Jadi semuanya juga mungkin sudah kesini ya. Nah di sini ada aplikasinya gitu dan segala macamnya ada di sini gitu. Jadi memang harus dibaca hati-hati gitu ya. Nanti kalau ada pertanyaan gitu, if you have any question, yeah, feel free to let us know. But first you will need to read first. Ya, karena itu yang nanti juga dilatih ketika di luar sana ya. Jadi dibaca dulu, nanti baru kalau ada pertanyaan baru bisa disampaikan. Nah, di sini kan ada list of university options ya. Klik link di sini gitu. Nah, nanti munculnya adalah seperti ini. Nah, jadi ini mungkin kalau semuanya pergi ke link itu ya. Kita coba sama-sama ngelihat ini seperti apa gitu ya. Nah, ini ada lumayan banyak ya, cukup banyak partner dari ITB ini, ada sekitar hanya memang ada beberapa universitas yang kita informasinya belum ada gitu ya. Jadi nanti masih terus diupdate. Jadi yang merah-merah ini seperti misalkan Royal University of Law and Economics, ini belum ada informasinya. Tapi misalkan untuk ini region 1 ini Southeast and South Asia ya. Jadi ada Brunei, Brunei. Ini untuk tahu exchange link atau international office, jadi informasi-informasi yang langsung dari mereka gitu ya, bisa dilihat di sana. Nah, ini kota kenapa penting, karena yang saya tadi bilang gitu ya, kalau exchange ini masalah cultural exposure. Jadi kota itu juga satu jiwa gitu ya, jiwa. It's a soul where you can try to immerse yourself within gitu ya. Jadi ketika mungkin masih dari apa namanya, masing-masing mahasiswa ini justru pengennya kotanya ini gitu ya, bukan universitasnya gitu. Nah, atau mungkin yang terlalu fokus ke universitasnya gitu, bisa lihat juga di kota-kotanya ini gitu ya, untuk sebagai gambaran. Karena kan nggak walaupun full time mahasiswa gitu ya, tapi kan full time apa namanya, foreigner ya, first and foremost gitu ya, sebelum itu gitu di sana. Jadi kotanya itu mungkin bisa lebih dieksplorasi lagi kalau mau. Nah, di sini ada ini kalau ketulis bachelor gitu ya, artinya di sini yang kita pahami ini hanya they only accept bachelor students ya di sini. Jadi master students di sini nggak mereka tidak menerima, karena tidak ada mata kuliahnya yang ditawarkan di level master ya. Atau yang doktor gitu juga tidak ada di sini. Ada beberapa program itu menawarkan program doktor di sini. Oke, nah terus ini kalau ada beberapa notes di sini biasanya ada untuk beberapa universitas ya, karena di sini nggak cukup terlalu panjang gitu, nanti notes-nya di sini. So we have some notes over here. Nah di sini ya, relevant faculties ini artinya yang kita rasa mata kuliah yang ditawarkan atau fakultas yang ditawarkan untuk mahasiswa exchange itu relevan dengan fakultas dan sekolah di ITB gitu ya. Ini hubungannya dengan transfer kredit gitu ya. This is related to credit transfer. So as I mentioned earlier that your study program ya, prodi masing-masing dari mahasiswa itu tertarik untuk melihat apakah mata kuliah ini gitu ya yang akan diambil atau fakultas ini, sekolah ini tuh akan nanti menawarkan mata kuliah yang bisa ditransfer gitu di prodi masing-masing gitu ya. Misalkan di sini untuk yang Brunei ini ada FMIPA, FSRD, FTSL, FTI, SBM, STAY, dan untuk yang lainnya ini lain-lain ya informasinya. Nah, tapi kalau misalnya tertarik dengan universitas itu gitu, tapi di sininya hanya strip gini gitu, sebenarnya bukan artinya nggak boleh gitu ya. It doesn't mean that you cannot apply. You just need to discuss with your study program and academic advisor, yeah, whether you can take courses in the universities, knowing that the programs, the courses will not be that related to your study program. Okay, we're living in the era of Merdeka Belajar ya, so that's something that's open for discussion. Nah, kemudian di sini ada GPA ya, GPA enggak semua itu mensyaratkan GPA di sini, tapi ada beberapa yang mensyaratkan GPA. Scholarship-nya secara umum tidak ada kecuali tadi yang saya sampaikan ya, terkait dengan JASO. Nah, di sini ada IELTS, TOEFL, atau TOEFL yang lainnya gitu ya, atau yang European Framework. Jadi European Framework ini kalau yang ke Eropa nanti ada biasanya mereka bilang apakah B1, B2, B3 nanti ada atau ekivalensinya ya, or the equivalence of that level, B1, B2, or whatever it is. Nah, kalau di negara lain, di negara khususnya di Prancis ya, Jepang, Prancis, kemudian di Jerman di beberapa kasus kalau kuliahnya tidak dalam bahasa Inggris di sini dituliskan ini apakah Japanese is required gitu ya. Misalkan kemarin ada dari Kobe University ya, University of Design itu kuliahnya dalam bahasa Jepang. Jadi mahasiswanya diminta untuk melampirkan sertifikat bahasa Jepang waktu itu. Oke, kemudian ini mulai dari semesternya ini bisa jadi juga pertimbangan ya. Ini kalau di semester 2 di Brunei ini Januari sampai Mei. Jadi misalkan kalau udah di tingkat terakhir gitu ya, ini apakah nanti akan bisa untuk lulus atau enggak gitu ya. Nanti diskusikan aja dengan prodi ya masing-masing terkait dengan termnya ini. Nah, di sini ada cost of living gitu ya. Kalau di negara yang sama sih more or less kira-kira sama ya. Kalau hanya misalnya informasinya hanya di satu universitas saja gitu. Tapi misalkan di Malaysia gitu. Di Malaysia itu kan kalau Kuala Lumpur lebih mahal ya dibandingkan di tempat lain misalkan. Nah, jadi nanti dikira-kira aja ininya atau cari-cari informasi lain terkait dengan living cost di kota tertentu gitu. Secara umum ya, generally speaking, living costs in Southeast Asian countries are relatively lower ya compared to Europe. So you can think about the whole situation with the cost of living. Dan sini ada application documents ya yang akan disiapkan. So you're going to prepare the application documents once you have been nominated to the universities and have been accepted by the universities that yes, we're open for your students ya. So please complete these documents and submit to us ya. Jadi kira-kira seperti itu. Jadi di awal ini kan ke IRO dulu gitu, baru nanti masuk application documents-nya, masukin setelah diterima dari universitas partner, nanti akan masukin dokumen-dokumen ini. Oke, nah oke kita sekarang coba lihat ini ada Brunei, ada Kamboja, di sini Kambodia, ada Malaysia. Malaysia ini banyak universitas yang bagus-bagus ya. Di sini Myanmar kita belum dapat informasinya karena juga memang situasinya ya sekarang juga mungkin tidak memungkinkan. Philippines gitu. Philippines saya nggak tahu sekarang udah terbuka atau belum ya, tapi di sini kita punya beberapa universitas yang relatif bagus. Ini Ateneo de Manila University, De La Salle gitu ya, dan juga University of Santo Tomas, University of the Philippines. Banyak yang akan mungkin milih nanti kalau mau di Southeast Asia ini NTU atau NUS. Nah ini banyak penggemarnya, tapi nggak bisa semuanya ya untuk dikirim ke sana. Jadi nanti perlu ada apa namanya seleksi di sana. Nah tahun ini untuk fall semester ini kita ada beberapa orang ya yang harusnya pergi ke National University of Singapore. Jadi the students have been accepted ya, but because of the situation, the COVID situation, it has to be cancelled. Nah, jadi kemudian ini ada Thailand, di sini ada universitas yang bagus-bagus juga, gitu ya, Chiang Mai, Chulalongkorn, Kasetsart, KMUTT di sini, kemudian Mahidol University, dan ya Prince of Songkla, dan lainnya ya. Nah, kemudian ada di Vietnam. Vietnam ini memang banyak yang mereka ini banyaknya member dari network kita gitu, tapi yang di sini kita sudah catat ini yang bagus-bagus, relatif bagus cenderung ini dari secara rankingnya itu Vietnam National University Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City. Nah, Vietnam ini agak beda nih sistemnya ya, terutama nih Vietnam National University Ho Chi Minh City. Nah, jadi VNU Ho Chi Minh City ini ada they have member universities. Jadi masing-masing dari member universities ini statusnya adalah universitas juga gitu. Jadi bukan fakultas tapi universitas. Nah, we specifically have a partnership with the international university ya. Di sini mana? International University ya. Nah, ini nomor 4 International University. Tapi tadi juga Bunia sudah ketemu dengan ini ya, University of Economics and Law ya. Dari VNU Ho Chi Minh City ini. Jadi nanti dicek masing-masing university ini. Oke, kita juga punya ini. Nah, ini mungkin yang paling banyak ini relatif ke sini ya, ke Jepang, atau ke Jepang dan Korea Selatan banyak. Nah, tapi bisa di-consider juga ini packing sebenarnya kita belum dapat jawaban, tapi ini informasinya kalau misalkan mau ini ya. Yang sudah punya agreement itu dengan SBM, itu dengan HSBC Business School. Jadi nanti kalau dari SBM ada di sini S2 gitu ya, yang mau exchange ke sana, ini lewat SBM ininya, fokusnya, aplikasinya. Nah, kemudian ada Taiwan ini tuh bagus-bagus ya universitasnya gitu. Jadi dan banyak jadi bisa dicoba lihat, dieksplorasi lagi seperti apa di Taiwan ini. Kemudian Jepang ya, Jepang paling terkenal gitu. Tapi tadi itu kalau semuanya ke Jepang sini gitu kan, nanti ada beberapa yang kemarin sebenarnya nggak jadi ya ke Jepang karena situasi dan kondisi, dan juga memang ada masalah seleksi juga ya, masalah seleksi dari pihak Jepang ya. Nah, ini banyak sekali ya partner kita yang dari Jepang ini. Nanti bisa dilihat aja di sini. Oke, satu lagi Korea ya untuk di Asia Timur ini. Oke, nanti itu bisa sendiri ya, baca-baca sendiri. Dan kemudian ini yang di region 3 ini ada Austria gitu, yang kita akan targetkan itu ke Innsbruck mungkin ya sekarang. TUWIN ini ada beberapa sebenarnya yang sudah dikirimkan ya, yang sudah diterima gitu. So we have 3 students actually who have been accepted to Vietnam University of Technology gitu ya. But because they have 2 of them have been accepted to ISMA program ya. So they chose ISMA. So jadi nggak jadi gitu ke sininya. Ada dari Zagreb di sini, Southern Denmark juga ada sekarang yang akan pergi ya dari ke Southern Denmark untuk setahun ya kalau saya nggak salah. Jadi dari semester 1 sekarang gitu ya, nanti yang akan datang sampai semester 2. Jadi dia 1 tahun. Nah, ini Prancis. Juga sudah ada informasinya di sini. Jadi ada, kalau nggak salah ini ada beberapa yang memang banyaknya relatif bahasa Prancis ya. Mereka ininya, tapi ada beberapa banyak yang juga menawarkan program dalam bahasa Inggris, misalkan seperti ini. Ini ada programs in English gitu ya. Mereka ada beberapa informasi di sini. But of course, if you wish to enroll in other courses that are in French, you will need to show French language proficiency as well. Ini Jerman gitu ya. Nah, ini ada beberapa universitas yang ada di sini yang juga sebenarnya bisa daftar lewat GE3 ini seperti ini. Dan ada mahasiswa satu yang juga sedang proses visa sekarang, akan pergi ke Hochschule Rhein-Main ini, University of Applied Sciences, tapi dia kemarin apply-nya lewat GE3 ya di sini, tapi sudah dalam proses. Ada yang lain-lainnya, paling banyak itu ke ini Technical University of Munich ya, atau Technische Universität München, TUM gitu ya. Ini paling banyak, ini juga ada beberapa yang akan pergi ya dari TUM ini. Tapi ada yang lain gitu ya. Jadi kalau misalkan nggak udah tahu ini banyak penggemarnya gitu ya, boleh cobain gitu ya. Tapi nanti ada kemungkinan nggak kepilih karena banyak tadi. Kalau tahun kemarin tuh TU Delft ya, TU Delft itu banyak, jadi ada beberapa yang kita sisihkan. Nah, ini yang di Itali gitu ya, ini yang Delft gitu ya ada. Di form yang kemarin itu memang terlewat ya Belanda, so we didn't include Netherlands, but we do have Delft here. Dan lainnya ada Turki gitu. Turki juga sekarang sedang proses aplikasi ya di Middle East Technical University, ada 3 kalau saya nggak salah, 3 orang yang ke Middle East Technical University. Nah, di sini Queen University of London ini hanya untuk FTMD ya. Jadi kalau teman-teman dari mahasiswa dari FTMD ini bisa apply gitu ya. Ini bisa langsung ke kita langsung gitu, ke IRO langsung ini karena memang MOU-nya dengan university, tapi memang khusus untuk FTMD ya. Jadi ini khusus dengan School of Engineering and Material Science. Nah, tapi bisa juga ke University of Birmingham. Nah, ini kita masih update lagi informasinya, tapi ada mahasiswa yang online ya, tapi ya untuk Spring 2021 ini, jadi mulai kemarin bulan Februari ya, semester 2 kemarin, ada yang ikut program University of Birmingham ini gitu. Nanti saya perlu konfirmasi lagi Bu Nia, apakah ini wave atau enggak ya, atau ke Bu Cip di sini. Oke, nah di sini gimana? Ini udah kira-kira cara bacanya ya. So this is how you can read the information. Yeah, if you think that there's any information that's not there, you can also. We also will be very much appreciative if you can give us the information, provide us the information, because this is so much information. Yeah, so we're trying as best as we can to provide what we have here, because we have so many partners. Okay. Okay, I would like to, before we finish up with the presentation, I would like to show you a couple of information, yeah, and then you can let me know, as mentioned, that we can, our time can be extended until 12 p.m. today. So, jadi ini. So in this, despite the fact that the application deadline is September 1st, yeah, there are universities that require us to send the nomination earlier, even much earlier, ya. Jadi lebih awal. Ada new universitas ini, mereka punya deadline yang lebih awal. Nah, ini deadline ke IRO, ya, deadline ke IRO ITB. So there's Tokyo University of Technology, YSEP, khusus untuk YSEP ini untuk mahasiswa S1 ya, for bachelor student. Jadi deadline-nya cukup di depan mata di sini 28 Juli, Kyoto University, August 9, Ateneo de Manila University di Philippines ya, Chulalongkorn University, Thailand, Osaka University for OSEP ini untuk S1, iExpo ini untuk S2 yang atau S3 berbasis riset ya. Di sini Frontier Lab ini untuk academic internship ya. Jadi semuanya ini 1 semester. Jadi nanti coba lihat di website sudah ada. Di sini kalau saya balik lagi ke tadi di website ya, di website juga sudah ada. Di sini coba saya balik lagi ke sini. Nah di sini ada informasi terkait dengan early deadlines ya. Untuk Tokyo Institute of Technology, so that you can click on the link and so on. Okay, so the information is here. And then, so that's about the early deadlines. Yeah. So we are currently also we have some openings for the fall semester, especially fall semester means semester 1 ya, semester 1 2021 2022. So jadi semester 1 tahun akademik depan gitu ya. Dari Shibaura Institute of Technology di sini. Jadi kalau misalkan mau tertarik untuk online, exchange online gitu ya, selama 1 semester, artinya ngambil mata kuliah full di Shibaura Institute of Technology ini, deadline-nya ini 20 Juli ke IRO ya. Informasinya juga udah ada di website. Bisa apply. Dan ini yang kedua, ini buat S2 atau S3 ini, Osaka International Certificate Program. Jadi ini tahun ya, dia melewati semester 1 dan semester 2 gitu. Tuh, jadi dari Oktober sampai ke Agustus September. Jadi bahkan sampai ke tahun depan, hampir ke semester depan ya, semester tahun depan gitu, academic semester, academic year, tahun akademik di tahun depan. Bisa dilihat juga gitu ya kalau tertarik untuk mendaftar. Oke. Oke, sebelum ada satu lagi, ini ada beberapa frequently asked questions ya. Di sini dari beberapa tadi itu ya udah dijelaskan ya, you are free to try to find external funding ya, that's your own right. And what about doing an exchange program during the final project gitu ya? Some of you asked this question. So generally speaking, as long as you have a recommendation letter from your academic advisor and study program, so which is basically one recommendation letter signed by both, yeah. As long as we receive the recommendation letter, it's all fine, yeah. So perhaps maybe you can, that's also a chance for you to to talk with professors from the university that you're interested in going, for example, and so on. But still, you will need to take credits, yeah, academic credits. You still need to take academic credits in the host university. Whether or not it's going to be transferred to ITB, yeah, that will be up to you. And let's say you have completed all the credits. So basically, this is going to be just one extra semester, yeah, for you. That's fine. And some students also do that, yeah. I think Bunia Buchip can also say something about that as well. Research-based exchange, we have a couple, yeah, so you can take a look. And usually these programs, the research-based exchange programs are offered in a Japanese university. You can take a look, yeah. But they do have some research-based program as a exchange program. You can take a look. Can I change my university? Yes, yeah, as long as the nomination and application deadline is still open. So, for example, you change the university, yeah, you change the university from A to B, yeah, and the B's nomination deadline and application deadline is still open, so it's still running. So as long as we still have the spot, also you can change, obviously, yeah. But you need to talk to Butnia in particular later about that. Is it going to be online or offline? Generally speaking, for exchange programs, there is an assumption that it's going to be offline. It's going to be physical, meaning that you're going to go to these universities. But the universities will then will later tell us and tell you, if you have been nominated, that whether it's going to be online or offline. Then students can decide on whether they will continue or not. Jadi nanti ketika ada informasi dari universitasnya, ketika kita sudah mahasiswa sudah dinominasikan gitu ya, nanti informasi apakah ini online atau offline ini, mahasiswa nanti bisa milih apakah mau lanjut atau enggak gitu ya di sana. Language certificate gitu ya, English obviously, for courses in Japanese, German, and many others, you can just check, yeah, whether the courses that you're going to be taking will be in German, in Japanese. Then we will most likely need a Japanese and German certificate as well. Can I apply to another partner universities or university that is not on the list? You can, in principle, yeah, you can, but usually you will need to pay the tuition. Yeah, the thing about being in a partnership is that you don't have to pay the tuition, okay, for exchange programs. Yeah, you don't pay tuition to the partner university. You only pay tuition, only 50% to ITB. Okay, so you can try to look for information, for example, at another university. That's fine, but that will be something that you sometimes they ask for a nomination letter from the IRO office, yeah, or IRO office, yeah. Then you can let us know about that as well. But usually you will need to pay tuition, and usually it's also quite a lot. So that's another consideration. Okay, so I think that would be all ya. Mungkin itu saja. Please feel free if you have any question. If there's anything that hasn't been addressed, you can let us know.
Pak,
Yes, please.
I have a
Alia?
question.
Yes.
My IELTS is expired. Do I have to retake my IELTS, or can I just send in the expired one?
Yes, that's a good question. So it depends on the university that you're applying to. So you can take a look at the university at the Excel sheet, yeah, that I was showing you. You can take a look whether the university asks for IELTS or not, yeah. So meaning that whether they wish the students to show them their English proficiency or not. If not, then we can accept the expired one, and we have done that as well. So basically, yeah, okay. Basically, that's because we would assume that your English proficiency level will not really get worse. Yeah. At the very least, it's stable. So yes, we can accept if the university doesn't really ask for it. Thank you, Alia, for the question. Yes, please.
Thank you, Pak.
Anissa.
Okay, thank you, sir. I want to ask some questions. The first one is there are universities that only they're in GE3 applications, and vice versa. There are universities that are only in the IRO application. But can we apply both applications, or we just have to choose one?
Yeah, that's a good question. Every question is good. Thank you for the question. So you can have in essence you can apply to both forms. Yeah, so you can apply to the regular application and also the GE3 application, but you need to submit twice. Yeah, one is for the regular application and the other one is for the GE3 application, because the application form will ask you to specify which one. But then when we are doing the selection, we will consider whether we will proceed with your GE3 application or your regular application. But then we can discuss also after that. But you can, in the beginning, you can try to submit to both. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's the first one. And the second one I want to ask, can we extend our study there in the university?
In the university, yeah. So we haven't had the the case like that, but maybe Bunia or Bujit, do you have something, a story about that? If a student would like to extend their stay or their study, yeah.
Yeah, yes, some students can extend their study in the partner university, but after the first semester is near to the end of the program, student can discuss with the partner university first and ask how to, and then they inform to IRO, and then we will proceed it.
Yeah. So generally we are open. Yeah. Generally we are open. If you have discussed with the partner university that you would like to extend, for example, and then we will give you just the backup information about what you need to complete back home. Yeah. But first you will need to discuss with the partner university or the host university, the international office of the partner university in particular.
Okay, thank you. But if the university has approved that, will the tuition be waived on them, or should I pay by myself?
That's a good question. So if we still have a quota, for example, the university you're going to, we still have a quota, yeah, for one more student, then you can still be considered doing an exchange program in that university, meaning that you don't have to pay tuition to the university. So we will need to look at the quota after that. So you can consult us and also consult the host university. Whether you will need to pay or not. So it depends so much on the quota, but sometimes even if the quota is is already filled, yeah, and then we have an extra student. Sometimes universities are open to accepting students on the basis of exchange without them having to pay the tuition to that university. So yes, it's still open. So you can still it's still possible.
Okay, thank you. And then the last question is, should we do we have to take the same semester in the Jones University, just like the semester in ITB?
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Also, do we have to take this same semester in the host university as the same with as in ITB?
Okay, so for example, because our partner universities have different semester systems, yeah. So we will consider that if you go in, let's say, if the semester at the partner university starts in February or March, let's say, that will be equivalent to the second semester. So meaning that you will probably not take courses at ITB, yeah, during the second semester. So so that will be considered equivalence in a way. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, so for example, if I'm going to the sixth semester, should I take this sixth semester also in the host university?
Oh, no.
Oh.
It doesn't have to. Yeah. So so as long as some universities do require that students have completed their fourth semester. Usually for undergraduate students, yeah, you are encouraged to have finished your fourth semester first, yeah, in order to do your exchange. But it doesn't mean that you have to take courses in the sixth semester of the program in the partner university. So you can usually it's more flexible, yeah. So you can take courses that they offer in their, let's say, sixth semester or in the eighth semester, yeah. So it's as long as they offer it to the exchange students. So it's flexible.
Okay, so for example, I can take a course in the sixth semester and this for the fifth semester, right? So it's not like strict.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If the universities offer the courses during that semester.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. That's all.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. So is it Alia and then Reza? Yeah.
Yes, Pa. I have another question.
Yes.
Is there any other universities, any other partnership universities in the Netherlands other than Delft?
Yes, we do. We do have one. We do have one with University of Twente, yeah, but it's about to expire, and it's also only for a specific faculty, so it's for stay only, yeah. But it's about to expire, and it's Erasmus related, but it's we haven't had any news about that. But I think I'm not really sure if you have any university from the Netherlands from GE3? Yeah, I think no. Yeah. Oh yeah, GE3 is in Twente. Yeah, Twente. Yeah, we don't have any other partner university for the Netherlands other than Delft at this point.
Okay, Pa.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then Reza.
Okay, sir. I'm from MBA.
Yes.
I'm just doing the internship in this semester. So actually, probably I will have a sidang in this December, so I can still join this program, or this is no longer applicable to for me because I just got this information in June from Paji, sir.
Yes. So I would say if you finish in December, then you will graduate in April, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So meaning that it's still possible.
Oh, is it possible?
Yeah, because the usually the you will need the transcript in January or February. So as long as you can find universities you know, that finish in, let's say, December or January, I think it should be fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You can still participate.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question? Oh, ini ada ini pertanyaan di chat ya. Okay, I have a couple of questions. Are we allowed to apply to more than one university, or are we restricted to apply to one university? Okay, first question first, yeah. So in the recommendation letter, you will need to list more than a minimum of 3 universities. But then we will later apply you to one university only. We will nominate you to one university only. And then after you receive a notification, for example, if you wish to change, let's say you're not accepted, usually most likely it's accepted, yeah, but for a reason of COVID usually, or the quota is a little bit higher, sorry, quota is a little bit restricted, yeah, then sometimes students need to change to another university. So we will nominate you to only one university. But for GE3 also one by one, yeah. So you apply to GE3, and then the administrative officer of GE3 will apply you to one university first, and then to your second, when you don't get admitted, to your second choice, and then to the third choice, and so on. So it's the same thing. It is because application is usually it is very selective, yeah. And so when you have already been admitted to one university, then the principle is that you need to accept it, yeah, because the quota could have been for somebody else, for example. Jadi karena ini selektif, ada kuotanya gitu ya, kalau enggak diambil gitu ya, dan kalau daftar ke beberapa ini universitas kan jadi bisa keterima ke semuanya gitu ya, tapi karena selektif itu gitu, jadi artinya itu bisa jadi menyusahkan dari universitasnya, universitas host university-nya, dari segi prosesnya. Jadi kita as a basic principle we only let students be nominated to one university once at a time, ya. Setelah itu then we can nominate you to the other university if the application or nomination period is still open. Ya, jadi nanti mungkin bisa dilihat, bisa ditanyakan ke Iro juga kalau misalkan mau tahu terkait dengan deadline-nya ya, karena bisa jadi beda-beda tiap tahun. Oke, ini yang kedua.
Sorry, sir. Pak Andika, punten.
Oh, yeah,
I think the question is that if she's now doing her final project, is it still possible for her to join this program, to apply to this program?
Yes. So that is the final project. Yeah. So the final project. So yeah. So I think Bunia is reading from Hairunisa. Yeah. I was reading from Jessica. A different person. So that's okay. So we can can go. No, it's fine. So I can go with the final project first. And then so final project. Yes, I think I mentioned it. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Is it possible to exchange during the final project? We have to still take credits. Oh yes. So meaning that if you're still taking credits at ITB, then you will still need to pay, yes, the tuition to ITB, I think full. But if you wish to also do your exchange during that period, it's still okay, it's still possible. It's just the tuition will be full, yeah, not 50%. Okay, I will. Jessica has another question. Actually, let me. This is a direct message. can we change our choice if university? Yes, you can change your course. You can change your university if we still have available universities. Yeah. I think we have done that. Yeah, we did that as well. So to a couple of students. And then Bianca, yeah, minimal 3 universities. So you list a minimum of 3 universities and a maximum of 5 universities. Yeah. So that is because usually some universities have certain quota and they are very very popular. Yeah. So a lot of students apply or would like to apply to these universities. So we will need to make the selection. Okay, Jessica is asking again to confirm the nomination period is the one. Oh, no, it's a different thing. So the for September 1st, that will be your application period to IRO ITB, yeah? Your application period to IRO ITB. And then after that, we will do the selection, yeah? Because we have received all the information from you. Then we will try to figure out who is going to be nominated to which university, okay? And then after that, we're going to nominate, we will discuss first with the students whether you agree that we will be nominating you to this university or not. Yeah. So within that period, confirmation period, after that, we're going to nominate the students all together to the, for the same university, yeah, to that university. So nomination period comes after we have selected you and you have confirmed that you will, you're okay to be nominated or you're willing to be nominated to this university. Okay. Yeah. We don't have. Yes, we don't have in the regular application. We don't have. We don't have options for Australia, but you can take a look at the GE3 application. They have some universities in Australia. Yeah, GE3 application has options for Australia. Similar as, you know, we don't have universities for United States, but a lot of universities are available in the United States in the GE3 application. And we have one person who's going to University of Michigan, yeah, this coming fall semester. Okay, any other question?
Yes, Reza still raised his hand.
Reza still has any question? Or now we go to Anissa, maybe?
Okay, as I want to ask another question. So if we apply to the GE3 application, why should we report it to IRO as well?
Yeah.
Isn't that the authority of GE3 only? Why?
Yeah, because it is also the authority of IRO ITB as well. So in the when you go to the application, when you have applied to GE3 application, we will be the one who first say that it's okay that you will be nominated or not. So so before going to the GE3 in the system itself, then we will be asked. So they will, the IIE, the International Institute of International Education, who governs the GE3 application form, will ask us to say yes or no to the application of the students. So before that, we will need to make sure that you know, you have also had the required application similar to the other students who apply in, you know, through a regular application process. Yeah, one of which is very important, will be the recommendation letter. Yeah. And then so from September 1st, after September 1st, then we will guide you, yeah, to apply, you know, on how to apply through the GE3 system, because there were a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, some students did some mistakes on filling up the GE3 application. So we will have some session where, you know, we try to guide students to go through the GE3 application system. Yeah. So, and then in the system, when you have submitted your application and documents required for GE3 application, yeah, then we, as from ITB, a representative from ITB, will have to decide whether you are on or not. You are accepted by ITB to go to and to apply to these universities or not. I hope that's clarified, Anissa.
I see. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir. That's all.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, Reza has one more question. I want to ask about the course that yes, you can see in the Excel sheet that we've shown you. So okay, I'm gonna show again. Yeah, maybe some of you were missing out a little bit. Okay, so here on the website, right? Maybe I can also yeah, put this on the chat. Yeah. Okay. There you go. So in there you will find information about the whole process, and then in the application procedure, you will see here university options for the regular application. You will click on this link, and then this will come out. Yeah. So for the courses that you can choose, these courses can still be optional. Yeah. So meaning that because usually universities will plan beforehand, but not several months in advance. So they will give you some ideas of what courses that you can take. The fixed list of courses will be when you are about to register to the courses during before the particular semester you're on exchange. Yeah, is about to start. Okay, so for example, here for University of Innsbruck, so you can take a look at this link. Yeah, or let's see for other universities. Here, Ajo University in South Korea, let's say, you can take a look at this link. Yeah, or Chonnam National University, you can take a look at this link. So you can take a look at explore the pages to try to figure out what courses you can take. Yeah, or you can also ask the international office directly. Yeah, the link to the international office or the exchange link is here. You can ask to the international office to give you some of the updates. Okay, the universities, the host universities international office. And then Bianca is asking another question. It stated that we have to continue the application if we yes, for Japanese university, yes, that's understandable. Yeah, that's understandable because of the expectation that you will wish to get a scholarship. This is specifically for some of these Japanese universities or universities in Japan. Yeah, that yes, if you you don't get you don't get the scholarship at the end. Yeah, you can still opt to not go to the university, but we will also find out. Yeah. Whether you're about there's a likelihood that you're going to withdraw from the whole process when you're submitting the financial guarantee letter as well. So we will be able to find out there. Yeah. But yes, so but for other universities that don't offer any scholarship opportunity yet, then the hope is that we only gather applicants who are willing to continue, because it's also a partnership there's a partnership effect as well. That it means that, you know, if we withdraw too many times, then it's not good for our partnership in a way. So it depends so much on that exchange between our university, ITB, yeah, and the other university as well. Okay, lovely. So any other question? I'm happy that we have a lot of questions. Daryl, please.
Okay, can you hear my voice, sir?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to know what would happen for students that have a conflicting academic year with academic year timeline with ITB. Say, for example, usually in UK and several EU universities, a semester consists of 3 periods, where the third period starts in January and ends in probably in the middle of February. Where at that time, the second semester in the ITB usually already starts. During that 1.5 month, should the students continue with the exchange program while simultaneously take course in ITB, or should the students avoid taking third period courses in their host university from the start? Probably for the second batch, the conflicting timeline would occur with ITB short semester. Okay,
short
thank
semester. You. Yes. No, this because of the this is a very natural question. Yeah. And usually your study program gives permission, but you will need to inform your study program beforehand that it's going to finish a little bit later. Yeah, so that will coincide with the first weeks of the study at ITB. That's when, you know, when we have returned to the physical mobility, right? But if you know, things are still online at ITB, I think it's probably a little bit easier, yeah, because you can still be online while, let's say, in the UK and taking courses online here. So it depends. But my experience is what SBM, because I used to be also the international relations director at SBM, yeah, for about 2-3 years, and what we experience is exactly like this, yeah. In the usually if students go to Germany, to France, usually not so much, but to Germany, to the Netherlands, the students usually return to Indonesia a little bit later. Yeah. So what we did was as students, or we also informed the study programs that the students will be coming home a little bit later, yeah, and because it's part of an academic program, so you know, it's all okay. So they just need to make up for a couple of assignments, for example, if they're missing any assignment at all, let's say, and usually the prodi, or your study program, will give a letter to the what is it, the lecturers of the courses that you're taking in that particular semester. Yes, because it is very very natural, yeah, meaning that there's a likelihood, and it's not only likelihood, but it is what's going to happen. Yeah, you're gonna you know, stomp over the next semester, semesters running. Yeah, so I hope that's clarifying things on the overlap between semesters.
Okay, that explains a lot, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any Jeffani, please.
Hello, sir. I want to ask about, is there any deposit if we want to go, for example, to Europe, because the visa application is quite complex, right? Yeah.
Deposit, yeah. So Bu Nia or Bu Chip, do you have any story about that? I think a couple of students also are going to the UK, yeah, for fall semester under ISMA. Do you have any story about such a thing in terms of visa? Yeah, in terms of visa.
So far, not, sir. Especially to UK, no, we don't have any experience on that. because usually students who are going to join the exchange program will have to arrange their visa by their own. So we're not going to be involved in the visa application. Yeah, but so far we don't have any experience with that deposit or anything.
Yeah, but maybe we can ask the if we have any story from any student who went to the UK, yeah, probably, then we can probably share that information. But it's understandable, yeah, if the embassy request for something like that. But you can probably check from now if you haven't done so. If the embassy requires some form of deposit, just to make sure that it's basically to make sure that you are able to live like right in the country. So, and then how much, for example, and so on. In certain countries they do require that, but yeah, you can check from now the visa. And then the visa application, yes, it's going to be directly done by the students. Yeah, the students are led free to go proceed with the visa application once everything is set. Yeah, it's usually already done directly between the student and the university. Yeah, but we can also help. For example, one student who is requesting to get some information about his status to the German embassy. Yeah, and so he asked the host university, but he also asked us, so we provided the information. But so yeah, it doesn't mean that we are not open to questions about if there's any information or any document that we will need to provide to the students. Let's say if the embassy requires a certain form of application. Let's say in that student's case, he would need to arrive earlier because he would need to look for accommodation in the before the semester starts. Okay, yeah, thank you. Any other question? I hope things are clear. Yeah. Yes, please.
Sorry. What does it mean, Euroframe B2?
Sorry, let me check. Can you
For the
repeat the question again? For the language requirement.
For the language requirement, there is Euroframe, and then it says B2. What does that mean?
Oh, yes. So that is a European framework, for language proficiency. Yeah, so they have their own frameworks, starting from, let's say, if I'm mistaken, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, something like that. Yeah, so that's basically European nations, generally speaking, usually would like to create a particular set of standards. Yeah, so they have their own standards. So let me check if let me show you the framework. What it means. European framework for language. Okay, B1, and this is also applicable to all other languages, not only English, usually. Okay, wait. Conversion. Okay, so this is an example. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you an example. Sorry. Okay, here, for example, the equivalence with IELTS and TOEFL score. Yeah, so B2 means over here. If they require B2, it means that it's either you give them the TOEFL score of somewhere in between this. Yeah, so it means 78, yeah, or 79, something like that. Or for IELTS, it is somewhere in between. It's either 6 or 6.5, and perhaps 6.5 will be more preferred here. So that's what it means. So you can take a look at the the framework if you want to learn more about that. But that's what it means. Hope that explains or clarifies your question.
Yes, Pak. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so any other question? Maybe I would like to ask perhaps Bunia or Buchip to add some stories, tell some stories or something that students can also think about or consider. Bunia is still on mute. Yeah.
Yeah. Hai, selamat siang. If kalau berdasarkan pengalaman yang batch 1 kemarin, the first batch, there are some students that are very, I don't know, perhaps uncertain. So they changes the university several times. Perhaps because of the courses. So for example, like the first one, they choose University A, and then suddenly they change to University B, and then they change again to University C, and etc. It's all because of the courses. I think at the first time they did not really did a good search or did a good nggak ngeliatin coursesnya secara teliti atau secara hati-hati, dan milihnya juga mungkin asal lihat oh ini berkaitan dengan fakultas aku, jadi dia pilih, kayaknya nggak teliti untuk milih course-nya. Jadi begitu udah apply terus ternyata pas dicek lagi, wah ternyata courses-nya nggak cocok nih gitu, atau nggak ternyata course-nya nggak ada yang punya aku gitu, nggak specifically sesuai dengan study program dia atau apa yang diinginkan. Jadi dia akhirnya pindah ke universitas lain gitu, several times. Sebenarnya kalau misalnya deadline masih ada dengan universitas tersebut, kita masih bisa untuk nominasikan. Tapi kalau misalnya udah nggak ada lagi universitas yang buka aplikasinya, kita nggak akan bisa bantu gitu. So I really hope that you all guys gonna do a deep research on the courses, atau dicek-cek aja itu semua coursesnya yang ada apa, harus dilihat satu-satu, diperhatikan, so that nanti pas udah apply sudah cocok, jadi nggak akan ada pindah-pindah universitas lagi gitu. Saya harus apa diharapkan untuk dicek-cek lagi coursesnya, atau nggak dicek language apa. Jadi ada juga beberapa courses yang pengantarnya bukan dalam bahasa Inggris, jadi harus dilihat lagi lebih teliti sih, supaya ntar pas apply udah fix banget. Jadi memudahkan kalau mereka udah fix banget mah gitu. Gitu aja sih.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. Yes, you have ada berapa ya? Sekarang bulan Juli, Agustus, 1 bulan ya?
Bulan.
Lumayan 1 bulan. Jadi bisa coba dicek-cek gitu ya kalau nggak ada kerjaan yang lain di semester ini, jadi bisa coba dieksplorasi. Mungkin Bu Cip mau tambahin?
Melanjutkan yang dari Bunia itu harus research dan aktif ya. Mungkin ada satu pertanyaan yang terlupakan oleh mahasiswa-mahasiswa ITB yang tidak ditanyakan, dan nah, kapankah mahasiswa boleh kontak ke host university atau partner, kayak kalau research dan sebagainya mungkin kan informasi tidak lengkap. Apakah boleh ya Pak langsung kontak ke sana gitu, untuk cari mata kuliah dan sebagainya, ataukah harus lewat kita tetap gitu? Mungkin ada beberapa mahasiswa yang tidak menanyakan itu, karena kan tidak semua informasi yang kita share di Excel itu cukup lengkap ya. Mungkin ada beberapa mahasiswa yang perlu, oh kayaknya ini informasinya kurang, apakah it's better for the student to contact the partner directly or by IRO? Gimana tuh Pak?
Yeah, so that depends on the question that you want to ask. I think that's a great dilemma. Yeah, we also have received questions from students even when they haven't been nominated right, from the partner university. So in some cases, it's okay to, in terms of courses, in terms of courses, some universities have given us the courses. If you check the description, and under the, what is it, that column G, for example, for Chiang Mai, I think we have it. They sent us, so you can ask us directly because they have given us. But most universities haven't given us the list of courses. So we the link that's provided there is your source, your resources. So you can. A lot of universities also mention on their website that, feel free to ask us if you have any question, let's say, and then later on, if you want to be nominated, if you want to go for exchange to our university, you will need to be nominated by your home university, which is ITB. So feel free to ask the question, but read first the information on the on column G, whether we have information about the course already given to us by the partner university or not. Thank you so much, Bu Nia, Bu Chip, for the additions. I hope things are clear. Now what's not clear is what to choose if you're interested, and how to understand all the information. Maybe you don't need to understand all information about all universities, but one thing that I would like to say, again, some universities are very popular, so you can probably have that as your first choice, maybe, but then try not to list all popular universities in there, because it also helps you if you want to. It's about going abroad. It's about experiencing the other culture, abroad. Then usually where it's going to be matters less. It's just about going abroad, but you have your own decision-making process. So we trust you, and talk to your parents, if you are still talking to your parents, in the sense of being given advice or asking for advice and so on, but more so your academic advisor and also study program.
Ini ada 2 pertanyaan dari YouTube, saya coba share di chat ya.
Oke, sip.
Sorry. Yang pertama, kalau universitas yang akan dituju itu
yes, the university implements several restrictions. So usually it's yes. So that's what I mentioned earlier. So it depends so much on the country. The country, if the country is still restricted in terms of accepting travelers to enter the country, then obviously we cannot enter the country. But if the university is still open for online learning, virtual learning, usually they will mention that, if we have nominated the students, and they will say, it's going to be online, please let us know if you're still going to be to be part of the exchange program, and that can be that can happen in some cases, and some students can still in some cases they do choose, they're fine, they're fine with the online courses that they have to take, even without having to go to the university. In some contexts, even if the country has opened its border, the university still applies stricter regulations about going to campus and so on. So the classes are online, even though the travel restriction has been lifted by the country. So it's in that case, you go to the country. Usually, you're allowed to go to the country, but then the courses will be online. Initially, this was we were going to have this with NUS, yeah, Bunia or Chip. So they mentioned that yes, we will. They even require the students to be in Singapore in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning they require the students to be in Singapore, even though the courses are going to be online. But then, you know, after a while, you know, because of the restriction from the government, and then it's you know, they have to cancel the whole thing, because they still wish that the students are in Singapore, yeah, but because of the restriction, then obviously the students cannot be in Singapore.
It's kind of bit similar with the Osaka University, ya, Pak. Students have the semester online right now, but if the situation is getting better, so students can.
Yeah, students can go. Yeah, yes, the students are still given the option, and if the government is opening the border soon, then yes, we can help with the preparation of applying for the visa to go to Japan, for example. So it's that uncertain, yeah. So we have to be very, very open to all of these different possibilities. Okay. For getting scholarship. Okay, Andika, yeah, Andika has a good question. For future questions, yes, you can ask. You can just send an email to Iro ITB, yeah, and we can answer your questions. We can try to answer your questions. You can ask them. And then story about scholarship and financial support. Yeah, is there any story, Bu Nia, Bu Chip, about students who receive external funding? We have stories about JASO, yeah, JASO, and also the some universities in Europe also under Erasmus, yeah, Erasmus scholarship. But it's not for every year, so we really depend on the information from the partner university. They do offer some scholarships, but if not mentioned, then it's self-funding. Yeah. Any story about any student who has any experience with receiving external funding? Probably.
Usually some students try to submit some proposal to some like corporate
Companies,
companies, or LK dulu tuh apa sih sekarang?
Lembaga, iya,
Ditmawa ya sekarang. Gitu. Or they try to apply the proposal to their faculty also. Yeah, so
yeah, you can
have to active to looking for the funding, not only from IRO.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for the questions. I think they're very valuable. Yeah. So it's almost 12 o'clock. I think that we are just going to finish the session. Maybe we can also try to have a group photo. Bunia, Bu Chip, for especially those of you who are here, yeah, on Zoom meeting, probably before we finish, if you don't mind.
Can you please turn on your camera?
If you want to turn on your camera, if you don't wish to, that's fine, yeah. So for any other questions,
sepertinya nggak mau, Pak. Malu-malu.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. So we can have kita bisa foto aja buat ini.
Okay. Page 1. Oh, ada.
Oh, ini ada.
Udah ada yang buka. Sebentar. 1, 2, 3. Sekali lagi. 1, 2, 3. Oke, sudah.
Oke, terima kasih semuanya. Semoga sehat-sehat ya, because it's the important thing. if you wish to go abroad for exchange, that's one of the things. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Pak.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
Kita masih live. Oke. Bye.
Bye.
Sampai nanti. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.